Hello, ex-communists. The mission is Operation Paranormal Evil, and Ghostbuster references start now. Do you hear strange noises in the fog of war? Do you experience feelings of dread in your construction sites or gas stations? Have you or any of your family members ever seen an abduction, crash site, or council mission? If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call the professionals. XCOM team! Our curious and inaccurate staff is on call 24 hours a day to serve all your extraterrestrial elimination needs. Unless your reward isn't as good as the other countries, and then we'll ignore you.
We're ready to aggrieve you!
So, the fly jockeys have zapped this small scout with a proton stream, and it's our job to slap them in the trap. Now, small scouts normally have small teams, but seeing as we're smack dab in the middle of the campaign, that means what aliens are here, well, they're gonna be beefy. So first thing we do is have Jimmy move up and throw her PKE meter to check for ETs. And, I could have sworn there were aliens here. Jimmy, they were right here.
I'm sorry, I'm just not getting any reading.
Well, are you sure you're using that thing correctly?
Well, I think so, but I'm sure there are no aliens in there.
Well, that's just great. I either have aliens on my flank or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
Well, that just makes me feel so much better. So, there's the meld, straight ahead, and I want to get it. But we have to be very careful. With the battle scan, PKE meter saying there's no aliens to our right, I feel okay having Jimmy just a little exposed. I move Citrus a little further out, and we see the xenomorphic residue known as meld has a countdown to expire in 3 turns. Upon the turn ending, listen. Do you smell something? It seems the other meld is somewhere on the right, past where Jimmy threw her scanner. I move Citrus forward and find the Scolari brothers. We tried them for murder and gave them the chair, but I guess it didn't take. Luckily for us, when it comes to proton slinging, Jimmy has no equal.
The flowers are still standing.
With that thin man down, I'm free to run and gun Citrus and collect the meld. Now, you might wonder why I am running to the near side rather than the left side, which is more in the way of the Scolari brother number 2's shot. Note that these 2 trees are diagonal to one another, so while they don't provide cover from the Thin Man, they do provide concealment, meaning that the Thin Man can't even shoot at him. Concealment, if you're confident that the aliens can't move to flank you, is always superior to cover. So I move Emmy up and she has a fairly decent shot to hit, but the person I really want to get the kill is our lowest rank Xenobuster, Adrian Rod. But I'm surprised to find as I move her up that she doesn't have line of sight to our target. So I move up the promotion priority ladder to Shiosk. He only has a 52% shot, but after the wake-up call he got last mission, he's ready to show this xenomorphic stick how we do things downtown. Throw it! With the Scolari brothers in the box and ready to go, we're heading over to the xenomorphic residue that we smelled earlier. We are very careful with how we move, as we do not want to accidentally aggro anything inside the ship until we have to. But we've gone too long without any confrontation, and that's not interesting for the show. So, Vince Glortho and Zool decide to show up, the minions of Gozer, making their presence known. But before we can take care of Vince and Zool, we need to collect the other meld. Shiosk, take a sample. What, somebody splices their genes together and you want to keep it? I'd like to analyze it, yes. 1 click later, we have the sample for later study. Now, Vince Glortho here is flanking the team, and that is something that Jimmy just isn't going to tolerate.
Nobody gets on the flank of my team.
1, 2, roast 'em! Smells like barbecued dog hair. Now, Jimmy, while killing Vince, also shot a hole through their hull with her second shot, so we can see about half of the ship. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, that the outsider hasn't been seen, because the outsider normally spawns on the side closest to where we spawn. But that doesn't seem to be the case, so I feel pretty safe moving Adrian Rod up a little bit to get better cover. Oh, mother puss bucket. So that's Gozer, everybody, and he was just hiding at the very edge of our vision, and now has moved up to flank pretty much everybody. And he's taking cover behind that valuable UFO navigation computer. I don't want to destroy it. It could be so useful as research or money. So we give Adrian Rod a coin flip chance to end this with minimal collateral damage. With the surgical option of failure, we need Saroon to let Sucre get the zap down. He needs some room. Give him some room. Give him some room. Well, or only I forgot that the alien grenade does 5 damage and will just kill Gozer outright. Well, that wasn't such a chore now, was it? With Gozer and Vince Glortho down, Zool springs into action, and so do Shiosk and DJ Sucre. Nice shooting, Tex! And that leads to Shiosk staring down the green-clad alien all by himself. Come in, Sucre. Shiosk, I saw it! I saw it! It's right here, Sucre. It's looking at me. Ugly little spud, isn't he? I think he can hear you, Sucre. Don't move! It won't hurt you! And though Shiosk just got slimed and feels so funky, he panics like a champion and fights back. He ain't afraid of no Xenos. Shiosk has done his job, and now it's Adrian Rod's job to teach this guy why next time you don't slime a guy with a positron collider. So ends Operation Paranormal Evil. We came, we saw, we kicked their crash. And though Shiosk will be heading to the med bay for the 3rd degree slime wounds, we are very proud to see him taking one for the team. It might hurt his hipster cred, but I'm hoping having to rely on Evil Emi-san has scared him to the mainstream. To further incentivize Shiosk's new positive attitude, we've given him a nickname and a promotion. His nickname is Pops, which is, as a young, stylish young man, exactly the type of ironic nickname he was hoping for. We also give him the field medic ability so that he can heal thrice a mission. In other news, all rise and salute 01 DJ Sucre, who has been promoted to Colonel. For his last perk, it's a tough decision. Rocketeer gives an extra rocket, which is like having an extra Control Z in combat. But Mayhem gives us damage when we suppress. That may not seem like much, but suppression can't miss, so it turns suppression into a reliable death blow if you need it. For extra can't miss damage, I choose Mayhem. 05 Evil Emi-san is promoted to Major and gets the extra health conferred upon her by extra conditioning. We also get a Striker Eureka badge. Huzzah! Now, with Shiosk on the mend, I'm worried about having no support, so I hire an extra soldier. A while ago, I bought the perk New Guy from the officer training school. This means all rookies come in with 1 free upgrade, so I'm hoping that 1 extra soldier is a support. Come on, 1 in 4 odds. Next, I go to the gray market and sell off the broken stuff for some extra scratch. After that, it's time to scan, and UFO research completes. This allows us to build Illyrium power generators and the next level of mech armor if we want to. After that, it's time for us to make use of We Have Ways. We do an autopsy on the cyberdisk, which gives us a tracking boost for whenever we're shooting down UFOs, and we get the secondary heart gene mod. Next, we autopsy the drone, and that gives us 2 Foundry projects that I'm probably never really going to use. After that, you remember that Super Mario Thin Man from Operation Anonymous Curiosity? Well, it's time to find out why his team thought the Argentine train yard was such a high priority target. But while other aliens squirm and beg under our interrogative methods, Thin Men just face the music. So the Thin Man stood strong and he wouldn't tell us anything about the train yard. But he did get rather chatty about the UFO program, and we get a UFO tech research credit. But we still have a plasma research credit from interrogating the Muton that we have never used. So I start to research light plasma rifles. Upon scanning, our power generator completes construction. Further scanning allows us to get our new soldier into the fold. Scrolling down, we see that, hey, we got that support we wanted. So, if we go on a mission without Shiosk, we will still have a smoke grenade. But we will leave revealing that brave soldier for when the time comes. It's also the 14th of June, so we need to make sure and get our construction of our next satellite uplink going. So, we put a spit shine on some of those Thin Man corpses, sell them off to an organ center, then hope and pray that we never need an organ donation, because we have flooded the market with Thin Man kidneys. But that satellite uplink we can now build, and it was totally worth it. So we get to scanning and sacre bleu mon ami, la Paris is under attack. Luckily for us, Shiosk and Gemini are feeling a lot better. But Shiask was a little spooked after almost dying and doesn't want to go on the mission. But we explained to him that it's Paris that's under attack. Then Shiask was all like, "Paris? That's the hipster capital of the world. The aliens must be stopped. Gemini, get off your gurney. We're going to Paris." Then Gemini was all like, "Ballin', I demand we get crepes after the mission." Then Shiask was all, "I don't know if anyone will be selling crepes in the middle of a Zerg rush." Then Gemini said, "Screw the Zerg rush. I want crepes." Then he pounded the table emphatically, everyone laughed, and the mission briefing came in. I don't know what to make of this mission title. But what I do know is the next Terra mission is happening at a French military depot with tanks. I'd make a joke about being surprised about the Frenchies even having tanks, but given the fact that their citizens are going through an experience that's something like an H.R. Geiger and George A. Romero collaboration film, that seems like it's, just piling on. Speaking of poor taste, join us next week as we try to prevent the chrysalids from sampling the local French cuisine in Operation Pyrrhic Fraction. Until then, I'm Splice, and I never divide by zero.